Hello there, guys. Here's your quiz, number 1 for chapter 2. Okay, let's start taking a look at number 1 and number 2. They want you to find the domain and the range. The key here is that domain and range, domain is your x value here, and your range is always your y. Your input's your x's, your output is always your y's. So I'd even maybe jot that down right there. It'd be a good thing for you to put. So then you just need to list them. Okay, list all your inputs and your outputs, your domain and your range. Then they ask, tell whether the relation is a function. So remember, for every one of these, you can only have one output. Okay, so circle yes or no. That's for number 1, and actually for number 2, I meant to write that in there, but I didn't. So is it yes or no? There's an extra line there. I don't know why. It doesn't mean anything, so I just kind of X'd it out. For number 3 and number 4, they want you to graph the equation of the line. Okay, so number 3, here's your equation. It's in y equals mx plus b form. The b, which is who we always graph first, is -1. I kind of got you started here. It's the y-intercept. So we're going to start with a point here on 1, -1. Now your slope is 2 over 1. So make your move from here, from this starting point, okay, and then draw your line. Same thing for number 4. Okay, here's your B, your starting point, and then your rise over your run. Okay, and graph the lines. In number 5 and number 6, you need to first tell whether it's a function. Okay, so over here to the side, you're going to say circle yes or no. Is it a function, yes or no? And you can tell that just by looking at the equation. Okay. Then they want you to take the number and plug it in for the x and solve. Okay. So on number 5, just to give you an idea, when you plug that in, so we're going to say, okay, so you'd write your answer f of -5 equals 5 times -5 minus 10. And you go ahead and you work this part out for your answer. So over on the line, for number 5, you would want to write f of -5 equals what? Okay? And same way here on number 6, it's going to be f of 2, since you're going to plug in a 2. All right? So that's what you're doing on number 5 and number 6. 7 and 8, okay, they want you to tell whether you need to find the slope of the line. Okay, they give you points. So here's your x1, y1, x2, y2. And you need to plug that into the slope formula, so which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So plug everybody into that, okay, your coordinates, and find your slope. Now, looking at the slope, you need to be able to tell me, does the line rise, fall? Is it horizontal or is it vertical? Now, if it's going to rise, okay, the rise number, let's say it's 3, let's say your slope is 3 over 2. If this number is positive, okay, then it would rise. So if the top number is positive, that would be a rise. If it's negative, say it's -3 over 2, then it would fall. If you have a 0 up here, that's horizontal. And if you have a 0 in the bottom, then that's going to be vertical. Okay? So use those kind of as a guide. On number 9, you got to figure out which line is steeper. So who is steeper? Line 1 or line 2? Find the slope for each one using the, I'll write it over here again, the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So find your slope. And remember, a lot of times, whoever has that smaller bottom number is probably going to be steeper. Okay? Moving on to the last one, number 10, a little word problem here. It says a geologist. A geologist is somebody who studies rocks and the characteristics about them. So it says a geologist measures the movement of a glacier over a period of several weeks. After 3 weeks, the glacier moved 9 centimeters relative to its starting point. So it started, let's say it started here, and it moved 9 centimeters. Okay? After 8 weeks, the glacier moved an additional 12. So this was 3 weeks. Then the glacier moved another 12 centimeters. So from here, it went another 12 centimeters. And the whole total was 12 weeks. So that means that this is 5 weeks. Okay? They wanted us to find the average weekly rate of change. Okay, so meaning what's the average amount of centimeters that these move in per week? So they want us to find that rate first in the first 3 weeks. So I set this up as a fraction, 9 centimeters over 3 weeks. He traveled 9 centimeters in 3 weeks. So what's the rate going to be? Just simplify the fraction, okay, and make sure you label your answer centimeters per week, okay? And for letter B, from the 3rd week to the 8th week, so from after 3 weeks, we traveled how many centimeters more? That would go up here over 5 weeks. Okay, reduce the fraction, put your answers up here in the blanks. If you have questions, make sure you come see me. Do have a good rest of the day.